James in Maine wants to, I don't know, evidently I have some logic problems. So go for it, James. And apologies to Hemant ahead of time.
Apologies for what?
Oh, I was apologizing to Hemant ahead of time because I know where this is going.
Okay. And yeah, that was really hard to listen to that last one. Anyways, okay.
This one's not going to be any easier, I can tell you.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so you know where this is going, but I'll say it anyways. I was watching specifically your talk with Dinesh D'Souza, and it just kind of jumped out at me. You know, you're very pro-trans, and
yes,
you
I
support
am.
trans people and their
experience
and what they say. And so, you know, I guess the bottom line of what I would say is, you know, you're at the end of the day, you're taking their word for it. And
no.
Oh my God.
Okay. Stop. Yes, I'm going to take someone's word for it when they tell me how they feel. Don't you? If I say to you, James,
no, I don't.
James, if I say to you that I'm bisexual, you take my word for it, or you want me to prove it?
I mean, I don't really care about your sexuality.
Exactly. So. Good. If I tell you that I'm trans,
what do you
take my word for it?
Yeah.
So my point here is not to like say that trans people do not feel the way they do. My point is to say that like you believe their feelings about their experience, and people also obviously say they experience God and whatnot, and you really have no objective metric to say that the religious people, their like feelings are any less valid than the trans people's feelings. It seems.
Yes, I fucking do, and thank you for saying so. Welcome to the show, James. Buckle up. This is going to be rough. Religious people are making about something outside of themselves being demonstrably true. And it's like saying, hey, I believe there's a dragon. Hey, I believe there's a God. Hey, I believe there's a three-headed dog in my backyard that shoots fire out of its ass and grows peanuts like nobody else, and it makes the best peanut butter. All of those things are claims about something outside of them that need evidential support. When a trans person talks about their identity, the word identity necessarily makes it about them and themselves. They're not claiming that they are something external about them. This is about who they are. And if I tell you this is who I am, that's just the way it is.
Okay.
These two things are not comparable.
So I'll use a Christian example to refute that because I'm a Christian.
Well, you can't. So until Christianity is true, there's no Christian example that could refute it. But this is basic logic.
Okay.
This is basic logic, but go ahead.
Will you listen to me, please?
No, stop. Jackass. You're muted. I'm going to unmute you in a minute. It's my show. If I'm going to offer clarification, I'm still going to let you speak. Don't just sit there and talk over me waiting for your turn to speak. The only reason you're getting on this show at all is so that I can expose how bad your thinking is. So now you can present your argument.
Okay. Sorry for talking over you. I just thought you might pause, but okay. So what I was saying is, so for instance, Christians believe that the Holy Spirit fills them, and that's something that they would experience internally. God defines their identity, so it is related to their identity. So it is not something totally external to them, and it is internal. And that is similar to what you're saying for trans people. And on top of that,
James,
we're not denying they feel that.
Exactly.
We're not denying their Christian identities.
Yep. If you tell me, James, that you are convinced that you feel the presence of the Holy Spirit, I will not say you're wrong. I will accept the fact that you are convinced that you feel the presence of the Holy Spirit. You know why? I was convinced of it also. You know why else? Because I can't read your mind and I can't tell whether or not you're lying. But whether or not you feel the presence of the Holy Spirit is separate from whether or not you actually are experiencing the Holy Spirit, which is an external thing. Your analogy fails. It's going to keep failing. It will fail forever. Stop with your bigotry and just take your fucking nose, your busybody nose, out of trans people's lives and let them exist and let them have their lives without you trying to argue circles around whether or not somebody should be allowed to use a particular bathroom or whether or not somebody else fits what you think the fucking mold is with regard to gender. Goodbye.
And no one's trying to control anyone's lives based on their identity as a Christian. No one's telling you what you can and can't do with that just because you feel it. So,
Yeah, when trans people start coming at me telling me that they feel that I'm wrong about my gender, then maybe you'll have a point. But that ain't what's happening. Yeah. It's you and people like you.
Total of 0 times.
It's people like you who are causing the problems here, not the trans people who are being killed, who are having their rights taken away, who are being marginalized, all because a bunch of jackass bigots with a book who can't tell the difference between biological sex and gender want to get their panties in a twist because somebody used a bathroom. And you're going to bring up when I was sitting on the stage with D'Souza, I'll repeat that. And that was, he was all worried that someone like me might run into a women's bathroom and wave their testicles around. Well, I've never seen anybody waving their testicles around in a men's bathroom or a women's bathroom. And it's not the way bathrooms work. These fears that people have about what's going on, just mind your own goddamn business.
There have been trans people in your bathroom and you didn't notice. That's how it always works.
Yeah. Meanwhile, let's just get rid of gendered bathrooms in the first place, and maybe let's get rid of gendered stuff all over the place.